guys, it's Sparkly Whispers here, and today I'm going to do the nerd tag because I'm a huge nerd. So first of all, I'm recording this on my phone. I got a new phone, and I was wondering if this microphone was better, so I'm giving this one a go. Second, I use the word nerd and geek interchangeably, so if I say geek instead, I still mean nerd. Nerd and geek are the same thing to me, and I'm both. And thirdly, people have been asking me to do a face video, and I don't really want to, but in the honour of wearing your glasses for being a nerd, I'm going to show you a picture of me in my glasses. I took this today, so be kind. Well, YouTube are always lovely anyway, so this is what I look like being nerdy or geeky in my glasses. Yeah, so that's me. So let's just get down to the questions. Number 1, Kirk or Picard? Well, Picard. But the reason is that I just love Patrick Stewart. He rocks. His voice is amazing. He is amazing. I just love him. I love everything he does. I love that he is Bullock in American Dad. I love him as Professor Xavier. I just love him, and his voice gives me tingles. It's like ASMR voice. I would love to hear him whisper. Oh my god, that would be amazing. So, Picard, definitely. And also, what do you call the guy who plays Kirk? Oh my god, I've forgotten his name. What do you call him? I have to Google it. Give me a second. Kirk. William Shatner. That's it. I can't stand him. It bothers me. I don't like the man. So, Picard all the way. Question 2. Warrior, thief, or wizard? Mage. Warrior, thief, or mage usually is, but yeah, mage every time. Wizard. Power to cast spells. It's definitely the coolest power. As far as I'm concerned, if you can cast a spell, you can whip a warrior or a thief. You can steal things without having to be there. And you're more powerful than any warrior, because you just cast a spell on his ass. So, definitely wizard or mage every time. Favourite subject in school? Number 3. Always been biology. Anything to do with DNA and genetics. And I'm so fascinated by it. And I'm doing forensic there. 1,000 geek points for you. My Patronus would be a mockingjay. I wish that I could take the credit for that, but I saw it on the internet. Number 5, favourite superhero. Well, as a kid I was obsessed with X-Men. I wasn't obsessed, but I loved them. And I always loved Wolverine. And then as an adult, Hugh Jackman plays Wolverine. So double bonus there. So definitely Wolverine's got to be up there. And I just like that he's a bad boy. And the whole adamantium thing is just awesome. Actually, we were watching a cartoon the other day called Archer. My flatmate loves it. And they were trying to use like a spy in it. It's quite good actually. And they were trying to get through a steel door, and the man said, I don't know what this door's made of, but it's like a combination of adamantium and mithril. And I was laughing, and everybody else was like, what was that? And because I'm such a nerd, I had to explain that adamantium is the unbreakable steel that's fused with Wolverine's skeleton, and mithril is elvish steel that makes Frodo's vest in Lord of the Rings. So, yeah, I know, I am that sad. Everybody else was like, oh my god, you're a total nerd. I was like, yep, proud of it. Question 6. Star Wars or Star Trek? Okay, I have a confession. I hate Star Wars. I've only ever seen one half of the first movie and I was bored out of my mind. And people's reactions when I tell them that I've never seen Star Wars, I've got to the point now where it's so ridiculous. Like I said, I kill kittens for fun. That's how they react. So it's become sort of like the more that everyone's like, but you have to have seen it, you're such a geek and you've seen every other movie and blah blah blah, you must have seen Star Wars, you just doesn't make any sense. And so it's kind of like, the more people tell me I have to do it, the less that I want to. So whereas I have watched some Star Trek, so controversial, I know, so I'm going to say Star Trek, but really, and because of Patrick Stewart as well, so Star Trek wins hands down, but really the honest answer is neither, to be fair. Marvel or DC? Marvel, definitely Marvel. Stan Lee rocks my world. And Marvel do Iron Man and X-Men, and I love them both. So Marvel, and also Stan Lee is just the coolest little man in the world. He's just awesome. So Marvel, although DC's quite cool, Marvel definitely win. Question 8. In what unsports related way do you keep in shape? The answer for that's got to be the Kinect for Xbox. All the silly games on the Kinect. I love it. The dancing game. I actually don't usually really use the sports game as much as I use all the other games. The Michael Jackson Experience and the dancing game. And what else do I have? I don't know, I've got loads of them anyway. So the Kinect, so it's kind of sporty, but not really. 9. What is your dream career choice? Well, if King of the World is taken, or Queen of the World, then the next best thing has to be, I want to be something to do with science, but I really want to be a criminal profiler. I've wanted to do that ever since I was little. I'm weird, and I'm slightly obsessed with serial killers and criminals, so, but not in a creepy way, just in a professionally interested way. if that makes sense. Although, I also have a burning ambition to have a career as an actor. Like, for one movie, but it has to be something epic, like something like Lord of the Rings or something. And I just want one line, but it needs to be the line that's fraught with meaning that everybody will repeat forevermore. You know, like, you have now sealed your doom. Something like that. So, and then I retire my acting career and become a criminal profiler. My favourite video game is question 10. Got to be Grand Theft Auto. GTA rocks my socks. And Rockstar have a base in Edinburgh about 10 minutes away from my house. I think my favourite Grand Theft Auto has got to be San Andreas. I was a little disappointed with the latest one, Unico. We were so excited for that coming out, we queued up at midnight to get it, but it just wasn't as good as San Andreas. I also liked Vice City for the music, for the dodgy 80s music. I love that. Favourite author, I cannot narrow down a favourite author. There's too many, but I'll give you some of my favourites. Obviously, J.K. Rowling has to be up there, and Suzanne Collins for the Hunger Games. Philip Pullman for his Dark Materials trilogy, and if anyone out there hasn't read it, please do. It's called His Dark Materials by Philip Pullman. It's 3 books, and The Golden Compass, the movie, was based on the first book. Don't base the book on the movie. The movie was terrible, but the books are amazing. One of my all-time favourite authors is Jeffrey Deaver, and he wrote the book of the movie The Bone Collector, and it's about a criminal profiler, and he writes about a criminal profiler called Lincoln Rhyme, who is played by Denzel Washington in the movie. And my other favourite author is Kathy Reichs, who writes the books that the TV series Bones is based on. So, yeah, that are some of my favourites. Favourite indie band, probably Radiohead. Yeah, definitely Radiohead. Nirvana were awesome also. Belle and Sebastian are pretty cool, and they're Scottish, but definitely Radiohead. 13. What is the nerdiest thing about yourself? Oh gosh, I'm obsessed with the Discovery Channel. I would watch it from morning till night. I would never turn it off. I just love it. Things like Mythbusters and those kind of how it's made and how stuff works, and if I like a subject, I have to know absolutely everything about it. Like, I'm just full of useless knowledge and geeky facts, and just, I read far too much. I've always got my nose stuck in a book, so I'm just full of useless information about absolutely everything. Nerdiest thing. Oh, I was telling my friend this the other day, actually. When I was a kid in school, I was obsessed with the X-Files, and I still am to a certain extent obsessed with things like aliens and conspiracy theories and stuff. I'm fascinated by it all. But all my little friends were like getting was subscribed to The Truth Is Out There, which was an unofficial conspiracy series of magazines that were like linked in with the X-Files, and all my kids were like, yay, Donald Duck, there's a new story about Donald Duck and Barbie or whatever, and I was like, oh my god, man, like the moon landings were totally faked, JFK, man, you know, like, just a total little weird child. So yeah, and like, I was just a strange kid, obsessed with science and things like that. I used to get like I used to be subscribed to science magazines and just silly stuff, so, and I haven't changed at all. 14, Nerdiest movie in your collection. God. Well, like, I have all of The Matrix, all of Harry Potter, all of Lord of the Rings, Donnie Darko, Alice is Nerdy, Goonies. Oh, Goonies is an awesome film. I think just the cheesiest, nerdiest one is A Night at the Roxbury, but that's not really nerdy. I don't know. I have thousands of films, just stupid amounts of movies. But all of the usual suspects, aside from Star Wars, I own PlayStation, Xbox, or Wii. I hate the PlayStation. I just hate it. I hate everything about it. Definitely Xbox. Wii's a lot of fun, but now that the Xbox has Kinect, the Wii is just obsolete. I really loved older ones like Nintendo had some amazing consoles though, like the GameCube I loved, and the SNES I think is my all-time favourite ever games console, closely followed by the Sega Mega Drive. But yeah, so Xbox is the answer to that. What is the biggest word you know? Okay. There used to be a TV show on when I was a kid that my brother used to watch, and it was to do with making words. I can't remember the name of it, but you had to make the longest word out of like 3 letters, and they had to be in the right order of letters. So if it was like ABC, then you could have abracadabra, you know. And there was a word that they all love to use on it, and I need to see if I can pronounce it. It's fluxinosinhelibilification. 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 And it has 29 letters, and it means, I googled it today, and it's defined as the act of estimating something as worthless. When I was wee, I used to call it hockey nocky flocky nihilibilification, but I knew what I meant. So, fluxinosin nihilibilification. There you go. 17. What is my greatest nerd accomplishment? Well, like, I always got, I was always on, like, top honours in high school. Like, I suppose the Americans will call it the honour roll. Every year I always get the highest in the year. Sorry, I hiccuped there. But I think my nerdest one was, I was part of an initiative to get a youth parliament set up in Scotland, and I have my name on an official government is a pretty big nerd accomplishment. My biggest nerd role model, question 18. Sheldon Cooper. Without a doubt, I want to be Sheldon Cooper. I love him. From The Big Bang Theory. I adore him. It's got to be Sheldon. There's a few other folk that I love, but Sheldon wins hands down. And Soft Kitty is like my favourite song ever. I just love Sheldon. So gotta be Sheldon Cooper. What fictional character did you fantasize about as a kid? Question 19. Got to be Mulder. I was obsessed with Mulder. Absolutely and utterly obsessed. I used to think that I would get abducted by aliens and then Mulder would come to interview me, and then he would decide that I was awesome and would have to go work with him. I was completely and utterly in love with Mulder in every way possible. I thought he was gorgeous, but also like I just loved him. I had this weird thing of like wanting to be him and wanting to be like, I wanted him to be my boyfriend, but I was too young to really know what that meant. So, like just Mulder obsessed. Question 20. Jocks, friends or foes? Well, for being such a nerd, I had a huge group of friends and we sort of fitted in right in the middle of high school, and so I spoke to everyone. So I wasn't unpopular in high school. So I quite liked the jocks. So friends. 21. Old school bit games or modern 3D graphics? I think there's a place for both of them. I mean, the new graphics nowadays just blow my mind. So I love both though. I think my all-time favourite game is Street Fighter for the Super Nintendo, or Tetris for the Game Boy. I love them both, so that those are kind of older games. But yeah, I think there's a place for both of them, and both of them have to be appreciated. Question 22. Nerdiest pickup line? I don't know if I've ever used a pickup line on anyone. I've had a few silly ones. I think the best one I heard was, I was working in a shop, and a man came in and said, when I was younger, when I was like 20 I think, and he said, do you have any raisins? And I was like, sorry, we don't have raisins. And he said, well, what about a date then? And I totally fell for it, because I'm such a idiot, but I thought that was quite funny, so it made me laugh, so that was a good start. Question 23. The nerdiest article of clothing you've ever owned? Oh god. Well, my glasses have always been, I've had glasses for forever. I need them for some things. I don't wear them all the time. I wear them for like watching TV and things. So some of my glasses have been terrible, and the ones that I have on in the picture, although you can't see in the picture, are purple, and they're geek chic. I love them. I also have black ones, black framed ones that are a bit geeky as well. So most of my glasses have been fairly geeky. But I think I used to have this like sweater, or what Scottish people would call a jumper, but I'll call it a sweater. I was wool, and the back of it was black, and the front of it was cream, and then on the front of it were all these knitted geometric 3D shapes. Like it had a spiral that was made out of like a sausage of knitted material, and like squares and triangles and hexagons, and they were all multicoloured, and I wore it till it literally fell apart as a kid. I loved it. And like, if it was a sunny day, I would just wear it with shorts, because I was a little freak. So so yeah, I think my sweater, my geometric woolen sweater, I wish I had a photo of it. There's got to be one somewhere. 24. Do you have a random useless talent, and what is it? I have tons of random useless talents. My favourite one is I can pick stuff up with my feet. Pretty much anything. I call it monkeying, because monkeys pick stuff up with their feet. I call it monkeying, and my friend once set up like an assault course of random things for me to pick up with my feet. Just ridiculous things like pieces of spaghetti, like uncooked, and just pins and beads and just all this random stuff, and I picked it all up and she was astounded. So monkeying things with my feet is my random useless talent, although it's not useless because it saves you bending down to get it. 25. Do you read the book before seeing the movie? Always, if possible. I always read the book first. Always, because the movie always misses out so much, and it just adds to your enjoyment because you know more of the backstory, and things in the movie make more sense. I'm a bit of a, like, I'm really strict about it. I'm a bit of a Nazi. Like, if I ruled the world, you wouldn't be allowed to see the movie if you hadn't read the book. If it was possible, like, I mean, with major things like the Hunger Games and with Harry Potter and things like that. So yeah, definitely. And the last question: if you could have any superpower, what would it be? I would be magic, I think, because if you're magic, then all the other powers like flying and invisibility and things, super strength, are all possible. It's like the question about wizards and thieves and warriors. If you're magic, you can do it all. So, and I'm greedy, so I want to have it all. So my superpower would be being magic. So, well, that was a fun tag to let my inner geek out to play for a little while. I hope you guys liked it, and I have a few requests coming up. So I hope to get those videos up soon, and I hope you guys are all well and happy, and don't be mean to nerds and geeks because they rule the world. And I'll speak to you guys later.